Welcome everyone to the Wake Up Call channel. This is a very important video, and for longtime subscribers, pay attention because it's all being pieced together right in front of us. Ever since this scripted assassination attempt on Donald Trump, this fake assassination attempt occurred, more and more is starting to reveal itself to us. We're seeing just how mind-controlled Christians really are and how easy it is to bait them into this entire left-right paradigm where they're actually thinking that Donald Trump was saved by divine intervention when his life was never really put at risk. It was a simulation that occurred for exactly what is happening. Christians are being lured and deceived. And I've talked about Elon Musk and how important it is with Elon Musk and certain people to be lumped in with the conservatives. Because remember, there's certain narratives that both sides have to be in on. The smart city governance is one of them. Donald Trump, of course, has freedom cities, and the libs, when we separate into red and blue states, will have smart cities. Just the conservatives don't realize it yet. The magic potion is another thing, and the Neuralink technology is a big one. Elon Musk suddenly became a conservative because they know that getting technology underneath the skin is crucial for all to move forward. I believe that the Neuralink and the digital ID is indeed the mark of the beast. Once it's implanted inside the human body, you will no longer be human. And it's very important to pay attention to this because Elon Musk has been obviously portraying a conservative with freedoms and free speech, baiting people into thinking his platform is for Christians, conservatives, it's all about freedom. Of course, we all know people that get censored on that platform for talking about a specific group of people that you're not allowed to talk about, but it's the illusion that that's a platform that he purchased so that others out there who feel oppressed by places like YouTube can now have free speech. They've been getting baited and they don't realize it, right? So all conservatives have been tickled by Elon Musk, thinking that these two specific billionaires, Trump and Musk, are not part of the club, that they're not a part of the club, and then they don't realize that all these events that they do where they make them seem like, they make it seem like the government is going after them, trying to put them on trial, trying to kill them, trying to slander them, is because they're exposing so much. And obviously they can't see that they're doing that so that these people find comfort in them and put more and more support behind them. So Elon Musk has come out and he's openly committing $45 million a month to a new pro-Trump super PAC. He has literally come out and said that he's now voting Republican. He was once Democrat, right? Anybody out there that doesn't know Elon Musk is compromised, pay attention. I will show you all of this right now and how this ties into the mark of the beast. Okay, we've seen Elon Musk wear the Baphomet on his Halloween costume. We've seen him doing the symbolism all the time. That's his mother, who you see doing on magazine covers. Nobody knows why his mother's famous. Of course, his mother's famous because she's a witch, a high-ranking witch in a high-ranking coven. You see her doing the 666. You see repetition there with all-seeing eye symbols. It's very obvious, very clear to see. It's not like it's one picture of her accidentally pulling an eye booger out of her eye. It's very staged. It's very strategic, right? So pay attention to this. What we're seeing now in this psychosis is that Trump supporters are wearing bandages on their ears, right? Donald Trump specifically, strategically, right? This thing nicked his ear, the whole narrative of divine intervention. He turned his head at the last second. This is the narrative the media is giving, and everybody's falling for it hook, line, and sinker. The same people who said that the media was controlled, the media was fake. They're getting fed the narratives, and they don't even realize it because the narrative is playing into them. So since it's playing into them, they refuse to believe that they're under mind control or any form of hypnosis, right? So all the Trump supporters at the Republican National Convention, all around now, we see people posting it to their social media accounts, are wearing ear bandages, okay? Pay attention to this. Because at the same time that this is happening, very quietly, all these conservatives who love Elon Musk, always telling everyone he's giving them money, they are now doing the second trial on another patient for the Neuralink, okay? Pay attention. For those of you that don't know, the Neuralink implant is implanted via right in the same spot that your, ear is. The same spot that if you do receive this Neuralink implant, you would have a bandage on your ear. Now, it's not the only way that the Neuralink can be put inside your body. A lot of people think that they have to do some type of procedure like in the movie Hannibal and cut open the head and go in that way. That's not true. They go behind the ear, as you can see, and the wires can run up to the brain. That is the way. They do it directly underneath or on the side of the skull. Now, the other way that this can be done that people don't realize because it's already been done, is that it can be injected inside of you. Now, there are clips of Elon Musk talking about that. Every time I post that clip here on YouTube, it gets a copyright strike, so the video has to go down, so I can't put it in here, but it is available on the website. Most of you who are on the website have seen it, where Elon Musk talks about you don't have to have a surgical procedure to have the Neuralink technology in your body. It could be injected inside of your body. So if you're not paying attention yet with everything that's going on, it's very important to get this technology, nanotechnology, inside of you. So is it a coincidence that Elon Musk has sided with Donald Trump? This ear thing to me is very suspicious as to conditioning, right? These people are being conditioned. They're all walking around wearing this bandage over their ear, which is very likely what they would wear over and around their ear once the Neuralink is implanted. And Elon Musk just started the trial on the second patient, okay? So pay attention. The location of the device, which is approximately the size of a coin, is implanted beneath the skull and uses 64 tiny wires of threads equipped with over 1,000 electrodes that can read neuron activity in the brain and connect with the computer or smartphone, according to the company, okay? Connecting your brain with a smartphone. Now, this has to happen to all civilians, okay? This has to happen to everyone. It's not just Democrats, it's conservatives, and it's everybody, right? The mark is going to be for all. They want all people to take it. That's why this type of technology, they're doing it to market it to both sides. That's why Musk jumped over to being a conservative. That's why you see this for the Democrats, because now Democrats hate Elon Musk. So Bezos and Gates have Synchron, which is also a brain implant breakthrough. The illusion of freedom, remember that, the illusion of choice. So there's no, oh, wow, this one guy's forcing this, we're not going to take it. The Democrats are going to have their next version of the cell phone, which will be implanted in them, this next version of the Neuralink, and so are the Republicans. Musk with the Republicans, Bezos and Gates with the liberals. And this week, this is a quote out of Elon Musk's mouth. Quote, "The future is going to be weird. Elon Musk predicts that brain chips will eventually replace phones. I've been yelling about this for years now. The phone, the next phase for the phone, they've been conditioning you with Fitbits, with iWatches, with eye lenses, all to get this technology under the skin, okay?" This was from the World Economic Forum when Nokia's CEO was talking about, this is a few years ago, he was talking about 6G is going to be inside of you. And of course, the clip that I've used from Stretch Armstrong over the years that they continually tried to ban, which thankfully I still have, where they literally show you this type of technology and even call it the smart mark.
Matrix. Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
Future, you will have such a good digital twin that you'll be able to go into the metaverse, into a virtual reality world, turn a dial, pull a switch, feel around, and actually change it in the real plant.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is not far off. I mean, the physical and the digital worlds, they will grow together, and the result is exactly what you just said.
I wanted to ask when you all think we're going to move from this form factor to something that's on your face, glasses, and when computing's all on the edge.
All right, 50 seconds. Who wants to answer quickly?
I think it will go. It will. First of all, it will definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
Stunned by the sudden rollout of Rook Unlimited's most fantastic device ever, the Smart Mark. Because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash and even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city. The Rook Unlimited Smart Mark is worth the wait.
The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
And the best part? It's absolutely free.
23% of the population has been given the Smart Mark, number 1.
Time to test our system, numbers. Put our new recruits to work. Subtly.
We should find the Flex Fighters.
I ought to find the Flex Fighters.
We should find the Flex Fighters.
You call yourself a man of science. World order is our destiny. Submit to a Smart Mark and join the glorious victory of order over chaos.
People think Smart Marks are brand new Rook tech that will improve their lives.
But your chip makes it possible to control everyone in Charter City, whether they're marked or not.
So that's the frightening future. And if people don't pay attention, they're just going to be lulled to sleep into taking the mark of the beast. Now, they're going to have a choice, obviously, to take the mark. And I've said before, at this stage, I wouldn't even be surprised if Donald Trump or Nike or Elon Musk came out, called the thing the mark of the beast, and these people fell for it and took it and said it wasn't really the mark of the beast, because that's what this idol worshiping is doing to people. Now, Elon Musk, again, he has said humans must merge with machines. These are all quotes out of Elon Musk's mouth, over the last couple of years, for the last 15 years, ever since Elon Musk burst onto the scene. And it's not a coincidence that he's now playing into conservatives, which, again, the whole Christian denomination, for the most part, in the United States of America, is conservative, right? And in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, let's start there, chapter 9, verse 6. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall be free from them. This is talking about what is also mentioned in Daniel, chapter 2, verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with clay, with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. The mixing of my iron and clay is humans merging with machines. The mention in Revelation, the verse in Revelation chapter 9, verse 6 that I just read to you about men seeking death and not being able to find death, is transhumanism, is this technology inside of your body, which will change you. You will no longer be a human. You will be, in essence, a hackable human. Now, these are the clips that I played for you. They're very important for newbies to pay attention to, with Yuval Harari, with Klaus Schwab, these people we've all warned about over the years, the same people that conservatives are aware of, but they don't even realize that with Elon Musk on their side, that they're working to manipulate them into thinking that this type of technology is in their best interest, right? Remember the narrative of superheroes. There's a reason that they've been pushing superheroes down our throats for the last 2 decades. Yes, comic books have been around for a while, but this obsession, it never even was that popular in the 80s and 90s. It is an obsession now. There is a movie every month about superheroes with what? Unique superpowers. They're doing this strategically. You probably have heard the expression used in the media or even by somebody around you, and they probably said, what would your superpower be if you could pick one, right? And these dorks sit there like, my superpower would be, I fly, I do this. This is all conditioning, right? Here's Elon Musk. Just a few days ago, Elon Musk says Neuralink brain implant to give people superpowers. That's how it's going to be marketed to you. That is how it's going to be marketed to people out there. And again, they're starting with the Neuralink by telling you that, well, it's for people who have disabilities, right? So everybody out there, instead of saying, oh, this technology should not be allowed to exist, we need to get rid of this is horrible, they're getting you to accept the technology first by telling you it's for people with Parkinson's, with ALS. We see these people coming on television, especially the guy who was the supposed first patient, even though there's been many already, tell you about, well, how his life has changed, right? He wanted to kill himself. His life was a nightmare. He couldn't do this or that. But now, thanks to the Neuralink, he's able to control a mouse through thinking, right? Because this technology inside of your body turns you from a human being, right? Think about your DNA. We all have our own unique specific DNAs, right? Everybody knows this. People out there watch these true crime shows like, oh, you can find the criminal with their DNA, right? They're trying to hack your genetic code by getting inside your body, which is what they just did a few years ago by trying to get inside of you. And then in front of that word NA, they put the letter R, right? Which people don't realize is gene editing is editing you. Here they are talking a compilation of clips so that you can hear for yourself. These are people that are propped up. They're on late night talk shows. They're on Colbert. They're on, you name the late night show. These people have been on there. They're propped up as people of intelligence. Obama has promoted Yuval Harari's book. We know that every single world leader goes to the World Economic Forum to go and sit with Klaus Schwab so they could talk about this, hacking human beings.
The really big thing is hacking human beings. To hack human beings, you need a lot of biological knowledge, a lot of computing power, and especially a lot of data. If you have enough data about me and enough computing power and biological knowledge, you can hack my body, my brain, my life. You can reach a point when you know me better than I know myself. And once you reach that point, and we are very close to that point, then democracy, the free market as we have, and actually all political systems, also authoritarian regimes, we have no idea what happens once you pass that point. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. Does the data about my DNA, my brain, my body, my life, does it belong to me, or to some corporation, or to the government, or perhaps to the human collective? Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So let's do it.
Vaccine won't help us go to the test, of course.
The vaccine will help us, of course. It will make things, you know, more manageable. Surveillance. People could look back in 100 years and identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century, is this ability to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves. This, I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century.
One of the features of this fourth industrial revolution is that it doesn't change what we are doing, but it changes us. The difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing, it changes you. If you take genetic editing, right. Just as an example, it's you who are changed. Yeah, and of course this has a big impact on your identity.
Yeah. And offers certain kinds of possibilities that have to be careful about. You know, when you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you are changing what it means to be human.
That's the problem. Of course, the new industrial revolution offers us many opportunities, but it raises manifold questions on the ethical, but even legal implications. And we have to be prepared for it, and that's what we want to do in Davos next year. So this fourth industrial revolution is, it doesn't change what you are doing, it changes you. If you take genetic editing, right. Just as an example, it's you who are changed.
Okay, so they're talking about hacking human beings. And telepathy is a part of this. Telepathy is a source of witchcraft. Okay, people out there are like, oh, you know, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. And psychics, and they go along with all this stuff because they're under hypnosis, right? The Neuralink is enabling people to control devices through thinking. Okay, does this sound like a good idea? Well, of course not. Now, here is the World Economic Forum showing you what the world will look like in the battle for your brain. They've been talking about it for years, how important it is for them to be able to get a brain chip inside of you. And again, it isn't necessarily a brain chip where they cut the top of your head open. That's why I showed you how they're going in behind the ear, hence Trump's ear wound. But also it is injectable. And this is what the world looks like with brain metrics and then being able to hack inside your brain and know what you're thinking at all times. This is literally the thought police.
Questions from the audience, and that'll be a wrap, and you'll leave enlightened and excited. So, first off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love. Let's roll.
You're in the zone. Even you can't believe how productive you've been. Your memo is finished, your inbox is under control, and you're feeling sharper than you have in a decade. Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreasing in the temporal regions of your brain. You mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising as the deadline to finish your memo approached, causing a peak in your beta brainwave activity right before an alert popped up, telling you to take a brain break. But what's that unusual change in your brain activity when you're asleep? It started earlier in the month. You send a text message to your doctor with a mental swipe of your cursor. Could you take a quick look at my brain data? Anything to worry about? Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. You head home jamming to the music, with your work-issued brain-sensing earbuds still in. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
What do you think? Is it a future you're ready for? You may be surprised to learn that it's a future that has already arrived. Everything in that video that you just saw is based on technology that is already here today. Artificial intelligence has enabled advances in decoding brain activity in ways that we never before thought possible. You've heard a lot about AI over the past few years. Here at Davos, it's been the talk of the hour. But I want to talk about it in a different way, which is the ability to decode brainwave activity. After all, what you think, what you feel, it's all just data. Data that in large patterns can be decoded using artificial intelligence. Consider this. The average person thinks thousands of thoughts each day. As a thought takes form, like a math calculation, you're happy, you're tired, you're hungry, you're elated. Neurons are firing in your brain, emitting tiny electrical discharges. As a particular thought takes form, hundreds of thousands of neurons fire in characteristic patterns that can be decoded with EEG, or electroencephalography, and AI-powered devices. In fact, what you're seeing here is my brain activity while I'm wearing a simple device like the one on the right. We're not talking about implanted devices of the future. I'm talking about wearable devices that are like Fitbits for your brain.
And again, that's what hell on earth looks like, right? And this is something they've used predictive programming with over and over and over again for a long period of time. People go to these sci-fi movies. They don't even realize that they're telling you right now that they have the ability to do these things to you, and this is what it's going to look like. This is the nightmare it's going to be. But instead, they tell you, of course, about so-and-so with Parkinson's, so-and-so who got a limb blown off in war, and why this technology is needed for this small group of people. Because it's not for the small group of people who have diseases like Parkinson's for them to come in and help, or neurological diseases. It's for you. They're starting with that, so you accept the technology. Years go by, because that's the big key in mind control, desensitizing you to the technology, where you go, oh yeah, so-and-so got it, so-and-so got it. Oh, so-and-so can walk again. It's a miracle. It's modern science. Oh, we need this type of tech, right? Then it starts getting marketed to you as a superpower, how you could be tired less, depressed less. You won't get cancer anymore. And that's how they're going to get people on board. But here's the programming in movies for those of you that haven't seen just a few clips of the movies over the years. And there's a lot more than this, but I won't bore you to death, of what this world looks like with neurological things like the Neuralink implanted in people.
What if I told you I could offer you something that would enable you to walk again? A computer chip that has the potential to change everything. A better brain.
I am STEM, the system operating your body for you. Did anybody else hear you? No, only you.
Family's got a knife!
I see that. We have a knife too. You now have full control again, Gray. There's a gun implanted inside his head.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call.
The year is 2021. It is no longer safe to transmit information. Phones, computers, and satellites are all vulnerable.
Your storage capacity? I can carry nearly 80 gigs of data in my head.
Input the data into the brain of a human courier in a future.
You locked on him.
Where those who control the information control the world.
The Doctor.
Virtual reality holds a key to the evolution of the human mind.
With a vision of the future.
I have a game in my house that you might like to play. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Different games. I even have one that could help make you smarter.
Now, Job Smith is about to enter the world of virtual reality.
It's gonna hit me!
No, Job, just relax. It's gonna be like being up there with the stars, Job. They're going to another planet. His mind is like a clean, hungry sponge.
A world where the normal course of events can suddenly turn inside out.
You realize, Dr. Angelo, that my intelligence has surpassed yours.
The imaginary becomes real.
Trying to get inside my head, Joe.
You can't hide anything from me, Dr. Angelo.
And reality.
We have no idea what he's gonna do.
Is all in your mind.
So go back and go through all of this stuff, just to recap for anyone that is still here listening. I hope most of you are, right? Elon Musk has been sided with conservatives psychologically for a reason. He's been a Dem his whole life. Oh, now he's a conservative, of course, because he doesn't like what he sees with free speech, but there isn't really free speech on his platform. Only free speech if you're in the left-right paradigm. If you try to pull people out of the left-right paradigm and you try to expose a certain group of people that you're not allowed to talk about, you will be removed from the platform. And of course, we also see the fact-checking going on over on Twitter underneath everything that people post anyway, which should never exist in the first place, because who is the actual fact checker? Who are they to tell you what is news and what is not news? And that, again, is what I've been talking about. The questioning of the news is what they're trying to remove. That's why with the left-right paradigm, you see so many Trump supporters who are angry at people like me and calling me anti-Trump, calling me a lib. They don't even listen to what I'm saying about the news being contrived. They can't get past that because they're stuck in the left-right paradigm. So we know that Musk, even recently wearing the Baphomet on his outfit, his mother, right? We know that they've deliberately put him as a conservative with his Neuralink so that when this technology comes out, they trust in him. They believe in him. He's one of them. This isn't some type of mark of the beast or satanic technology, right? You've also seen, Elon Musk even mentioning Jesus and God all of a sudden. These people who are Satanists, just like Trump, they are playing into the Christian audience, right? So everybody who's a conservative right now, not everybody, but the majority of people who are obsessively supporting Trump are posting pictures of themselves wearing bandages over their ears, right? Everybody at the national convention wearing bandages to do what? To show solidarity, a sign of love for Donald Trump, right? While Elon Musk is talking about the second patient Neuralink trial, where, of course, the bandage that these people are going to have, at least for this version of the Neuralink, is going to be behind the ear. You have Bezos and Gates with theirs, you have Musk with his, and you have Elon Musk this week talking about a future where brain chips will eventually replace phones, because everything, all of this tech is going to be underneath your skin, right? The clip from The Matrix, where you're the battery. That's so important to note that nobody ever talks about, right? To turn you into this, because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're mixing iron and clay. They're turning man and machine into one. And the Bible mentions this: in those times, in those days, men shall seek death, not be able to find death. Daniel, the book of Daniel, mentions the mixing of iron and clay. The narrative of this superpower. That's why we see so much programming through superheroes, right? Over and over and over again. It's not because it makes money. It's programming you to turn you into a superhero, because that's how they're going to market it to you. That you're a super type of human, a superhuman, a transhuman, right? A superhuman who isn't tired anymore, who doesn't suffer from depression anymore, who is stronger than they've ever been, who only needs 1 hour of sleep every single day, who can automatically, without doing a Google search, can now do these things in their own mind, right? Think about where we're headed, right? Uploading your consciousness. That theme, you're already being conditioned for it right now with the internet. You're uploading your thoughts. You're putting everything you're thinking on your social media accounts. This is all conditioning you into this. And while people out there, they don't realize that they're getting conditioned into it. And then it happens to them and they refuse to believe it's what we're all saying it is. That's how everything with Trump is happening right now, because they've been conditioned. So the conditioning has set them up to a point where it's not really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very difficult to pull them out of it because they've been so deeply conditioned by it. Right? You have to peel layers off of them day by day to pull them out. And that's how we all woke up. It was little by little. You didn't wake up overnight. They say Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, we weren't awoken overnight. It took a starting point. And then little by little, you start realizing it. And eventually you get to the point where you realize it's all contrived. It is a simulated reality, right? That we're in. And then you have to disengage and not participate in it and pull people out of it. But when you hear them talk about hackable animals, humans being hackable animals, these aren't people that are just randomly speaking on YouTube. These are people that are meeting with Joe Biden, with Donald Trump, with world leaders. Yuval Harari and Klaus Schwab are meeting with every single prime minister, president, every leader of the world are meeting with these people, promoting their books, Obama's promoting his book, Bill Gates, promoting them, talking about how smart they are, intelligent, how they know what the future looks like. This isn't just some guy with some random thought telling you about hacking humans. This is wicked world leaders whose ultimate goal is to get this technology under your skin. And it's a frightening reality when you start thinking about that with the mark of the beast and what the world is headed towards. I thank everybody for being here. I appreciate you guys greatly. Please make sure you share this video. Hopefully it helps wake some people up that they're being manipulated. That's what they need to realize. You're being, I talk about, the notion of, right, like a crazy relationship you're in with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, husband, right? And then you see, you're like, my friend's in a relationship with this person. They can't get out of the relationship. Oh, the guy's so abusive. He's so abusive, right? And either eventually they get out of the relationship or eventually they get, killed, right? But the people on the outside are just going, why can't they get out of the relationship? Because they're being manipulated. They're being manipulated. And that's what this is with Trump, with Musk, with the news. They're manipulating you. You don't even know these people, but you trust these people. You've never met these people, but you go, well, I trust them. Why? Because of how they're portrayed on the news. And think about what that's done to people with the hypnosis with Trump. They go, well, they haven't portrayed Trump as a nice guy on the news. They've gone after him. That garners more support than anything else. Than anything they could possibly do. If every day they were talking about Trump's the greatest person of all time, everybody out there would be suspicious of him. They'd be like, why do they keep telling me how great he is? But it's psychological ops. By telling you that the government's trying to throw, it makes you think, oh my gosh, he must know something that we don't know. Oh my gosh, he must be against the wicked Satanists of the world. Oh my God, I'm going to vote. Oh my God, I don't even need to know him. I can feel the same thing, like they're after me. I'm going to support him no matter what. You don't even know him. You don't even know him. And really, he's been telling you who he is the entire time with that snake poem. And it's coming. The deception is coming. This is a great deception that is occurring. And I continue to do this despite, for those of you that are new after finding my channel, after the whole assassination thing, I know a lot of people have stumbled upon it. A lot of people hate it, which is perfectly fine because I don't expect people stuck in the matrix, stuck under this hypnosis to immediately snap out of it. But I hope they've stuck around and they can start realizing what this is. Okay? This channel that you're listening to has been around for quite some time, right? Even though if you click the about, it'll show a few months. I've reached billions of people. And I say billions. I've had billions and billions of views. I've had tens of thousands of billions, or tens of billions, I should say, of views in the years. I've had millions of subs, okay? They don't want you to hear this truth Not because I'm a prophet, not because I'm smarter than anyone else or better than anyone else, because this is the type of truth that will pull you out of the hypnosis that you're under. And you need to hear it, you need to share it, and you need to come out of her. I thank you for being here, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families, as always.